having a little malfunction yesterday with our GoPro equipment on our helmet. We're retrying it today. So we're getting started off and we're kind of retasking this series. It's no longer going to be in the hunt of a unicorn. It's just going to be called Bourbon Hunt, because unicorns are getting harder and harder to find, and we're just out to find tasty bourbons. So today we're going to go out. We've got a list which we'll post on our screen of what we call the Lucky 7, and we're going to try to find one or more of the Lucky 7. We're probably going to go to 4 or 5 bottle shops in the Woodstock area and see how lucky we get. So come along with us on our journey for the Lucky 7 on our new show we're calling Bourbon Hunt. See you out there.
All right. Do I always have to start with all right? Well, we're on to our first destination, TNT Package Store in Woodstock, Georgia. We'll go there and hopefully 3 or 4 other locations. Hoping that the weather holds for now. It's a little cloudy. There's been rain in the area, but so far so good. I always have to find a parking spot if I come over here. And I'm probably going to go to the same place I did last time. I'm going to go up to the front there. That way I can do some video shoots. Oh, there's someone pulling out for me. I'll take it. At least I'm not standing in water. I can only be here 10 minutes though. I don't think it'll take me long to look for what I'm looking for. So we're at TNT Package Store. And once again, we're going to go in and see if we can find anything on my Lucky 7 list. We'll see you when we come back outside.
All right, at our first location, TNT Package Store, we didn't find anything on the Lucky 7 list that was in our price range. There's always some things that are a little bit out of the price range, a little bit over, and we try to stick to that. We use the Booze app to determine what is a fair price or shelf price for the bourbons we're looking for. So if it's beyond that price, we usually will pass on it. If it's within a couple dollars, then yeah, we'll fudge it and get it. So nothing today. We did find, and I'll show you a picture of it, they had a larceny foolproof or larceny barrel proof, the B522 of last year. That B series, that B522 was considered a really good barrel proof. Now we have the C922, which is considered the best, but I might come back here sometime and pick up that B522 to do a comparison between the two larcenies. So we're headed on to our next stop, and I don't remember the name, but we'll show you in the video as we get close to it.
we're going to go in here again, and we'll come out. We'll tell you what we found, and we'll tell you about any things that, like we did on the last stop, that are of interest but are not on our list. So we'll see you once we come back outside.
Okay, we didn't find anything on our list that was within our price range and I'll show you on our Lucky 7 what our price range is for the ones we're looking for. But we did find a couple of ones that's not on our list that I thought was very well priced. The Baker 7, probably the best price I've seen anywhere, was at Sherlock's here over at Town Center in Woodstock. So when I get ready and Baker 7 will probably be on our next list, so I may have to come back here to get that one. So we did find one thing that we bought, and I didn't buy it for me. It's not on the Lucky 7. I bought it for my wife. When I first came to Atlanta, we used to go to a place called Trader Vic's in downtown Atlanta. It's a kind of a Polynesian, Hawaiian style restaurant, and I didn't know they even made liqueur. But they came up with this liqueur, and I'll show you. Trader Vic's Macadamia Nut Liqueur. Now, believe it or not, this stuff was $22. And I thought, it's such a cool bottle, and my wife loves macadamia nuts, so I got that for her. So actually it doesn't count in our bourbon hunt today because it's not bourbon, right? So we're going to go into our next store. I believe it's Dixie Beverage in Woodstock.
Okay, we're on to our third destination today, the Dixie Beverage, and it's a really nice store. I've been there a couple of times. I used to shop there when I lived over in this area, and you gotta kind of watch what you're looking at, because you'll go to the bourbon section and going like, oh yeah, all the fan favorites are there. Nothing really special, but they have the really special stuff in a glass cube, and it doesn't mean that it's way overpriced. It simply means that you have to ask for it, and they keep the stock behind the counter. So you say, oh, I want one of those, they grab it from the stock behind the counter. So yeah, if you're looking for the hard to find bourbons, you need to check the glass cube. So we're going to go and see what's inside here and give you a report after we come out.
Okay, we're at our third destination, Dixie Beverage Mart, or Beverage Depot, I think is what it is. And we did get a couple of bourbons yesterday after our camera failed, and I'll put that in there. We'll insert that in. And we're headed to our next stop, which I think is the Sprayberry Bottle Shop, which is probably not technically Woodstock anymore, maybe Marietta, but we're going to head over there because it's pretty close.
Yeah, this is definitely a new one for me. And get this, you know, what I was saying about the first name wine, now it's just Trickum package. GPS says Trickum wine and spirits. So this will be interesting, having not been in here before. So we're going to go in and we'll come back out and we'll tell you what the store's like and what we found.
All I can say is, oh my God, this place is crazy. I mean, they've got your fan favorites in here, but then they got a whole section of allocated and hard to find bourbons behind the counter. I was seeing Old Fitzgerald. I was seeing like 4 or 5 tubes of the E.H. Taylor small batch. I saw a Old Forester single barrel. I saw a Jack Daniel's 10-year. I mean, it just went on and on and on. All kinds of stuff. Now, the only problem with that, they were 2 and 3 times the list price. So if he wanted one bad enough, I don't have a problem with it. I'd rather see it at the bottle shop than I'd rather see the secondary market online and people buying it that way. So, yeah, if you want to find a hard-to-find bourbon, this is the place for it. So we're going to go on to our final destination, and we'll put that on the bottom of the screen here. I forget what it is. It's, oh, what is it? Lucky's, that's right. Lucky's Wine and Spirits, Lucky's Spirits, something like that. Not too far away from here, so it'll be a short ride. So we're going to go over there, and so far we've not found anything on our list in our price range, but who knows? Number 5 could be it.
Okay, wow. I've never seen so many allocated and hard to find bourbons in one place in months of bourbon hunting. But I mean, the E.H. Taylor they had was $199. The Old Forester single barrel was $349. The Jack Daniel's 10-year was $200 and something. I stopped asking after a while. But like I said, you know, that's probably the reason they're there. Someone wanting to outfit their bar and don't mind paying that money, well, that's where they need to come. For the average drinker like you and me, we can't afford those prices. Well, it's too bad, because there was probably 3 or 4 items that I would have been happy to have in my bar. Well, we're going to go on and to our next location. Finding delicious bourbon, and hopefully we can find something here today. I've seen several of the Jack Daniel's single barrel select that was close to my price range. But I said, you know, I'm seeing it everywhere, unlike the 10-year and 12-year versions. And I don't need to be spending more than my budget just because I see it someplace. Eventually I'll find a good price for it. Might not be today, but patience is a virtue, they tell me. So, our last stop, are we still filming? We still are. Is Lucky's. This place opened up right before I moved out of the area. So it's a relatively new store, Lucky's Beverage World in Woodstock. And I remember having a nice selection. I just wasn't in the bourbon at the time. So we're going to find out what kind of bourbon selection they have there and report back.
We're at our 5th stop, Lucky's Beverage World. And unfortunately, we didn't find anything on our Lucky 7 list. Not even the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Select, which I was hoping that we could go ahead and pick up if it was really close to our price range. They did have a few items that I thought I was interested in, but wasn't on our list. Kind of like, I didn't know that Knob Creek came out with a smoked maple. I'm gonna have to look into that. That might be something we want to do for our first pour series coming up. But nothing off the Lucky 7 this week, so we'll change the Lucky 7, come up with a whole new list for our next bourbon run, for our next Bourbon Hunt. And we hope you join us, and please give us comments on what you'd like to see for the next Lucky 7, and we'll go hunt for it. So please always drink responsibly, and we'll see you next time.